If you are a solo queue player, do not flex. Just put the dislikes and the comments in the bag, bro. I don't care. Look, I appreciate y'all heavy for 7K. We are up all 2025. Not just me, we up all 2025. But we have more pressing matters to get to. I read every comment, and every single time, the comments are always talking about, oh, I flex and my team is just always so bad. Oh, I go to support and my DPS just won't kill anything. Oh, I go to tanks and blah, 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 blah. Have you ever thought about just not flexing? Have you ever thought about that? Bro, people will swear to you on their dead like relatives that if you do not flex, you're a bad player. But that's just not true. On God, it's not true, because you'll see, because there's a whole bunch of one tricks in your rank, right? There's a whole bunch of people that won't flex in your ranks. But here's the thing, on God they'll flex. And here's the thing. I made this video before. I made a video like this where I said blah blah blah. And although that video was extremely satire and I didn't really put up any good points, I kind of just yapped into the mic, even more than I'm doing so right now. That video has just the littlest bit of truth to it. So today I'm actually going to put up evidence, facts, statistics, all the above on why you shouldn't flex if you're a solo queue player. Now, if you're playing in a stack, this is different, because if you're playing in a stack, you already know who you're playing with, you already know their strengths, and you know how you can flex to accommodate them. But if you're a solo queue player, why are you not playing your best? Why are you not playing your best role? You are sacrificing yourself to try to enable your team, but you don't know if your team is good. Do you like really think about it? Really think about it. But let's get into it. Let's go to the first point. People will say, "Oh, but if I don't flex, then nobody will." Okay, so let's break this down. You are saying that if you do not flex, if you are not the player to flex, then nobody will. And why is that? Why is that? You're saying the reason you want to flex is because what reason? The reason you want to flex is because you want to win the game. But inherently, humans want to win the game. Like, nobody plays for losses unless you're a troll, unless you're blank. Then like that game was already lost cause you have to go next. Inherently, nobody loads up the game to lose. So sometimes you just have to put yourself first, bro. I swear, people will not put themselves first. And this is gonna sound so ego. This is gonna sound blah. This is gonna sound blue lock. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. I swear, because I can count. There is at least 100. I'm dead ass 100 times the amount of games where I stay on DPS and someone else flexes for me versus we just get one support. Let's say, for example, that I want to lock DPS, and we'll go on to the other roles first, but this is most pressing with DPS, right? Because there's also comments saying, oh, I want to play DPS, but I never get the chance to. Let's say I insta-lock on to Namor, right? And I'm in Diamond, so there's a or like I'm in GM now, but I've been in Diamond for a while because I kind of was hard stuck. But whatever, doesn't matter. I load in my character, I click magic, we're in the ban phase. I see 3 DPSs along with me. There's 4 DPSs up. Let me tell you what happens. We go through our bans, and then everyone locks in. Let's say all 4 DPS lock in. Do you wanna know what happens by the time the round starts? We have 2-2-2, or more often than not, it's 1-3-2. But like 2-2-2 is also a possibility. And you know why? Because people want to win. Everybody else will think that, oh, I have to flex because I want to win. Now, here is the thing. If everybody just did that, it's not gonna work. That's a given. If everyone just played what they want to, if everyone played DPS, no one would flex. And if they listen to my video, you might think, oh, so you just want everyone to play DPS? Here's the thing. Not all Marvel Rivals players are gonna watch this. Marvel Rivals has what? Like 400k like daily average? 400k people aren't gonna watch this video. But the few thousand that do, are the people that are gonna win. I'm trying to enable every single person who watches my videos, my supporters, my fans, the people that I fuck with, that I love, to win. If only a few thousand out of the 400,000, if they're up, then they're up, and that's my fan base, right? So think about it. More often than not, people will flex to what not you. What more often than not, people will at least flex to support or one tank to accommodate the team. So why are you the ones doing it? There's been so many times that I have flexed on the support just to lose the game, right? And is it my fault? Look, there's no one ever to blame. But if you're on support and you're ever thinking, wow, my DPS just get no kills, what am I supposed to do? Then you're already the issue. Now, this goes for only people that are flexing to support. If you're a support main and your DPS are getting no kills, then that's your DPS's fault. But if you flex to support and you're thinking that, wow, my DPS are getting no kills, we're gonna lose the game, I'm sorry to say it's your fault. Because why are you flexing to support when you could be the one getting the kills? I just don't know how to say it without sounding egotistical, but you just have to. You literally have to. Like, okay, now we've been talking about DPS a lot. Let's go on to another thing. At one point, there was 3 DPS players, 1 tank, right? And what's it called? Yeah, there's 3 DPS players and two tanks, 1 support. So one of the tanks flexed to support, right? And after playing with this 1 tank, our team was losing. So what did the tank player do? He said, all right, what's it called? He realized that the tank was making no space, so he hopped on tank. And you might think, okay, so now you have 2 tanks, 3 DPS, and 1 support. Well, what's going to happen? We're just going to play 1 support? No, you want to tell me what happened? The other tank player got on support. And you might be asking, why did he do this? The reason is, I'm going to be honest, every player that's not DPS is more tolerable. It's just a fact. It's a higher % chance that the tank player will hop on support before DPS does. But the thing is that the other tank player was better than the tank player that hopped on support. So he could actually solo tank. He could actually make space. He could actually do the fucking shit he was supposed to. Although it was hard as a solo tank because solo tanking sucks. Now that I've been playing tank a little bit, solo tanking sucks. But he was able to make it work. And that wouldn't have happened if he didn't just swap the support and hope the other player went. And here's the thing. He didn't even say anything. He didn't say, yo, I'm gonna go play tank, someone else play support. No, he just selfishly swapped the tank because he know he was gonna perform. And the other tank player swapped to support. And now, there's a high possibility. Not a high possibility. No, there's a high possibility. There is a possibility that they were stacked together, that they were in VC and said, yo, let me play tank gang, you hop on support. That's a very high possibility. But there's also a high possibility that they didn't know each other at all. And they just, the tank player just swapped because he wanted to win. People aren't, bro, I promise you, I don't know what type of comp games y'all are playing, but people aren't gonna just let the game go unwinnable, even in the most losable situations. Okay, this is factoring in the fact that people aren't toxic, but let's say everyone's not toxic, but they're just losing in general. And there have been games where we have 1 tank, 4 DPS, 1 support, right? Let me tell you what happens. It's domination. We lose the first half, and then by second half we have 2 supports and we come back. You know why? Because people don't want to lose. So why are you the person that's flexing? Play your best role. That's basically what I have to say, right? So the next piece, you might be thinking that I'm telling everybody to just one trick a specific role. Oh, only play DPS. Oh, only play tank. Oh, only play support. And although I won't lie, this video so far has definitely made it sound like that's what I think, but let me tell you, that is not the case. What I want people to do is I just want people to play what they're comfortable on. And you might be saying, oh, so what do you mean by that? Look, one time I was asked to swap to tank while I was on DPS. Or no, they asked, can we get a tank, right? And me thinking, you know what? Let me bust out my Groot. Now, for context, I've been streaming every day, not every day, but mostly on weekends. And I'm currently gold 1, basically Groot only, right? And here's the thing. My Groot is nothing spectacular, but it's performing well in gold, and I'm climbing pretty easily because I have the game sense, even though I don't have like the actual skill on Groot, right? So I said, you know what? I have an idea. Let me play the tank for my team in my GM lobbies. Yeah, that's gonna make sense. Or technically it was Diamond 1 at the time, but there were GMs in the lobby, so it counts. Anyways, I did not do well on Groot. I didn't do terrible, but I did not do well. And here's the thing. Would I consider that flexing on a Groot? Yes, I would. I don't think people should flex. I don't think people should play things they're not comfortable with just to help the team. If you are only a flex player, then you will never reach your true potential. I know it sounds corny, but I'm dead ass. Let's say, right, that you are a flex player every single time. You will always flex for your team. You're swapping between DPS, you're swapping between tank, you're swapping between support every so often, and you make it to like Diamond. Well, if you only play tank, you might be GM right now. Just saying, right? So, do I think that everyone should just one trick a role? No. I think they should put in the time to learn other roles. But the trick is to put in the time. And don't throw my lobbies by putting in the time. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs an alt account like I do. But personally, Do I think I was throwing the game by going on Groot instead of just staying 1 DPS or just staying 3 DPS 1 tank? Yes, I do. I think I threw that game. Instead of playing 1-3-2 and then in my tank solo tank, I played a mediocre Groot. The reason why I'm learning Groot is because I want to play tank. I see Groot as fun, but I'm not going to go flex in my GM lobbies because I don't think I'm going to perform well, and I would be better just playing 3 DPS, right? And you might be saying, oh, so it sounds like you're just not good enough to just, play a role you never played before. First of all, do you see how dumb that sounds? But second of all, nobody's perfect, bro. Nobody can play every single character in the game. No one can play every single role in the game. No one can pick up a role and just do well, except for support. Support's really easy, but you can't just pick up tank and do as really well, good enough, right? Especially in GM lobbies. Maybe in fucking bronze and silver you can. But here's the thing. That is why I'm learning tank. Now you might be saying, why don't you flex the support? I don't ever flex the support. I rarely do it because in my opinion support's just not fun. But I truly want to learn Groot. So when I get Groot to diamond, right? Or solo Groot, I've been solo queuing. Solo Groot to diamond, right? That's the point when I probably would play him in my GM lobbies. Because even though it's a 1 rank down, I've been playing Groot enough to that point. And at that point, it's not flexing. Would I still prefer to play DPS? Yes. Let's say I prefer to play DPS. But we already have 3 DPS and there's 1 tank. At that point, I will swap to Groot. Would I consider that flexing? I would not consider that flexing because I play that character. Would I consider it flexing if you're a DPS player, right? For example, I'm a Namor Magic player. Mostly Magic nowadays because I really think Magic's fun, but I've been a Namor player forever. Let's say they have a Hela Punisher, right? Before, when I only played Namor, I would get shit on because Hela and Punisher, in my opinion, hard counter Namor because they can just fucking shoot all of his shit. So you know what I do now? I swap to Magic. Now before, way back when I fucking was swapping to Psylocke to deal with that, would I consider that flexing? Yes. Even though it's on the same role, I would consider it flexing because I'm playing a character I don't usually play just to, not get countered. But now, when I swap to Magic, when that happens, I'm not flexing anymore. I'm just playing another character I learned. So when I eventually get good enough as Groot, and I go to Groot, I just know that character. What I really recommend is knowing 1 character on a role you want to play. I would say know 1 of each role, but here's the thing. I don't think that support's fun, so I'm not going to ever learn a support. Learn a support. But people will say, oh, learn 2 on every role just in case someone else wants to play it. That's stupid, bro. That's 6 characters you really have to learn compared to, what do I play? I play Magic, Namor, and I want to learn Groot. So I don't know, bro. I hope you see where I'm coming from. I hope you see that I really don't think flexing's a play. I really don't think it's a good play. I don't think it is a play. I think if you're only a flex player, you could deadass get 1 rank than where you are. Unless you're just God, because apparently all these streamers think this thing, or all these streamers and YouTubers and fucking people that tell you to only flex seem to think that you can just flex on every role and just be the best player of all time. Oh, but you're gonna enable your team. You're gonna be what the team needs, bro. You're solo queue. Why are you trusting your team?